Guess what? Everyone wants to quit. Other than life, that is. Smoking tobacco, of course. It's harmful and it's very hard to quit. But what is the glorious thing that happens when you quit? So glorious, in fact, that everyone wants you to stop smoking and they let you know of their wish every day. Find out in the latest episode of Big Factz what happens when you stop smoking tobacco. Subscribe to our channel, hit the notifications button below for more videos like this. What we're going to do here is make you quit tobacco and see what happens in these timelines. 20 minutes, 8 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and the takeaway. We have a lot of time traveling to do, so let's get started. Wait. What does smoking do that's so bad in the first place? Smoking releases thousands of chemicals into your body. And before you say everything is chemicals, in an extremely sarcastic tone, know that the chemicals we are talking about are harmful, at least to some degree. The good news is that if you've ever been smoking since you could talk, you can reverse these effects and have a glorious health rejuvenation journey that lasts from the first hours after you quit to your death. If you decide to quit smoking today, below are just some of the health milestones you can expect to experience. 20 minutes after your last cigarette. Believe it or not, the positive effects begin right after 20 minutes of putting out your last cigarette. The first things to adjust themselves would be your blood pressure and even your pulse. They would thank you for your decision, trust us. In addition to this, fibers in the bronchial tubes that previously didn't move well due to constant exposure to harmful smoke will start to wiggle about again. Okay, that sounds terrifying, but they really do need to move for you to have a good, healthy body. This is beneficial for the lungs in these ways. The fibers will help move tiny, annoying irritants and bacteria out of the lungs, and they will also help in reducing the risk for infection by a great degree. 8 hours after your last cigarette. One of the chemicals we were talking about was carbon monoxide. We are sure you're familiar with that fact that if you are trapped with gas, you absolutely will die. So maybe it isn't such a good idea for a normal person to inhale this gas. But after quitting smoking, your carbon monoxide levels will return to a normal level. This chemical is added in the cigarette, actually replaces oxygen in the blood. Oxygen, as you know, the little thing that needs to be in your blood for you to survive, is replaced. This lowers the surviving ability of tissues, which can reduce your own ability to survive as well. When this weird gas finally goes away, your oxygen levels start to increase to more normal levels. This increased oxygen helps you feel as if you're coming back to life. This is because it literally nourishes your cells and tissues. Beyond that, it fixes up your blood vessels, who were getting less oxygen because you were smoking tobacco. 24 hours after your last cigarette. Crazy fact, by the 1-day mark, you've already decreased your risk of a heart attack. This is because the construction of veins and arteries, as well as increased oxygen levels that go to the heart to boost functioning. Nicotine levels in your bloodstream have also decreased to very small and negligible amounts at this time. 48 hours after your last cigarette. At 48 hours, previously damaged nerve endings start to regrow. Oh yes, did we mention that smoking fries your nerves? No big deal. You will start to notice that you previously felt everything with a dullness. Now these senses would be clearer to a greater percentage. You'll taste and smell things better than before. So you might go on a McDonald's binge, but that's totally worth it. 72 hours after your last cigarette. 3 days after smoking is literal magic. You will find yourself breathing way more easily than you could imagine. This is because your windpipe would be thanking you. But the tubes that lead to the lungs, called bronchial tubes, would start to relax and open up more. Of course, this means that more and more oxygen would enter your lungs. This also makes the carbon dioxide getting out of us easier. A relief. This will have the additional benefit of your lung capacity increasing way more. This is the ability of your lungs to fill up with air. 3 days are enough to increase that. 1 week after your last cigarette. This is a very important milestone, not only health-wise, but also the success of quitting smoking long-term. According to research, Smokers who make it 1 week without smoking are literally 9 times more likely to quit, even if they fail in their first attempt. The chances of quitting smoking for good increases with every one of your attempts. If you can make it 1 week, you can make it for an entire lifetime. As for the health benefits, they would be even more noticeable at the 1 week mark. 2 weeks after your last cigarette. Within 2 weeks of quitting smoking, you may start to notice you're not only breathing easier, you're also walking easier. But how? Clearly smoke didn't enter your legs, it actually did through your blood. So the easier walking thing is due to improved circulation and oxygenation. Your lung function increases to as much as 30%, right about 2 weeks after stopping smoking. Well, at least according to the University of Michigan, even though 1 month of non-smoking after years of smoking might seem insignificant, it is truly not. Just 1 month after your last cigarette, you can experience the euphoria of your health improving. Already, your energy will be heightened. Just don't use it to run to the store and buy a cigarette. There are some other nasty side effects of smoking like sinus congestion and, of course, shortness of breath while attempting to work out. Whoosh! All gone. Well, not gone, but decreased, at the very least after the 1 month mark. It is already an incredible achievement on its own. But in addition to these benefits, the fibers in the lungs that kept your lungs from not dying will grow back and quite healthier. These fibers can help reduce excess mucus buildup and protect against bacterial infections. 3 months after your last cigarette. Within 3 months after quitting, a woman can improve her fertility as well as reduce the risk that her baby will be born early. This risk is actually huge in smokers. Doctors just don't forbid cigarettes during pregnancy for fun. 6 months after your last cigarette, this is huge. You've made it 6 months without smoking. That doesn't mean that you'll stop noticing daily improvements in your life. After 6 months of quitting, many people often notice that they're actually way better at being able to handle huge and stressful events, all without needing to smoke at all. The intensity of the longing is gone. You will notice that you're coughing up way less mucus and phlegm. This is due to the airways becoming less inflamed. Without the constant exposure to industrial chemicals and carcinogens. 1 year after your last cigarette. 1 year is truly a long time. But the thing is that the health improvement euphoria would still be noticeable, just without the intense longing to smoke. After 1 year of quitting smoking, your lungs will have experienced dramatic health improvements in terms of capacity and functioning. You'll for sure notice how much easier it is to breathe, even while working out or attempting to. You will see that you're coughing way less and actually your voice may improve as well. Make a video of you singing on the first day of quitting and compare it to your singing a year after that. You will for sure notice how better it will get. The benefits keep coming and they stop coming. In addition to these advantages, you'll have saved a dramatic amount of money. We almost forgot smoking is insanely expensive. If you smoked 1 pack per day, you have saved thousands of dollars at the 1 year mark. Again, treat yourself on the savings, but not with smoking. 3 years after your last cigarette. Congratulations. After 3 years, your risk of heart attack has decreased to that of a person who hasn't smoked. But why was there risk of a heart attack in the first place? Smoking not only limits oxygen flow to the heart, it also damages the lining of the arteries. Fatty tissue starts to settle in and make its way more likely that a person will drop dead. Quitting smoking can help to reserve these effects and promote a very healthy heart for the years of living to come. 5 years after your last cigarette. The biggest risk of smoking, of course, lung cancer. But 5 years after you stop smoking, your risk of death from lung cancer has dropped by half compared to when you smoked. That is what the University of North Carolina tells us. 10 years after your last cigarette. This is what success looks like. After a decade of saying no to cigarettes, your risk of dying due to lung cancer has reduced to that of a non-smoker. The cells that were previously precancerous would have all been replaced with cool new cells that know not to weirdly divide every nanosecond. But the thing is, smoking does not just cause lung cancer. It causes all sorts of cancer, including mouth, esophagus, bladder, kidneys, and pancreas. Well, congratulations. All of these risks are way down. 15 years after your last cigarette. At the incredible 15-year mark, you get bragging rights. But less importantly, your risk for heart attack and stroke has decreased to equal that of a person who's never touched a smoke in their entire life. Of course, the time it takes to turn back the clock on the effects of smoking, having 15-year smoke-free years, represents a major milestone for your health and actually your entire well-being. The takeaway: what happens during a lifetime of not smoking? That's the one thing you'll have to figure out yourself. With so many benefits, it makes no sense to wait around to quit smoking. As someone in some movie once said, when you know what you want for the rest of your life, you want the rest of your life to begin as soon as possible. Or something like that. We didn't watch that movie. Correct us in the comment section below. We will pin the most incorrect one. Like this video and share it with everyone who smokes or doesn't smoke, just to make sure that they never do. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. This was Big Factz, bringing you the best content on YouTube. See you next time.